Hey, I have not live streamed on YouTube in a while. Before, it didn't even have this option, and I'm confused. Because before I was doing this on StreamYard, I had an older phone, and this didn't even come up as an option on it, probably because it couldn't handle it. But, yeah. So I've been streaming a lot on my X recently. We went through, like, Hosea and Habadam, all those. So if you guys want to catch up on some of those, if there's anyone here that's like, having all the streams, we finished up Isaiah. He talked about John died, kind of disappeared for a while. They're on my X, so. Now, I'm not actually sure how I want to do this because I kind of trust X's, like, security better as far as, like, keeping videos, like, long-term, but they don't really have a very good, like, way to, like, certainly nicely keep all of my content the way I like it. Like, I have the videos that I spent, like, an hour making, whether it be, like, a live stream or, like, an edited project, right next to my 1 a.m. tweets. I woke up and got angry and tweeted at someone. Like, those are, you know, it's like, and it's mostly those, and then every once in a while you have the things, so it's like, you know, I don't know. But yeah, so this morning, I found a dime. That dime got me just short of a Polar Pop, and just short of a Polar Pop gets you a full water bottle refill, especially if you're a nice guy. I picked up a lot of trash this morning. Trash I found, what do I got here? This is a little bit of wax in it. That's kind of nice. Already got consolidated up in that hot sun over those days. So I can take this, use my straw, my tobacco right there, and we can roll ourselves like something interesting, I guess. I went to Little Caesars Trash. They left it open for me this time because I'm nice. Last time they actually, Chipotle gave me a bag that someone threw swag away. I didn't find anything there in that trash, but I did, next to it, found someone's yesterday. Little Caesars. That's kind of nice. These are all kind of dried out. It's okay. Thing about most processed foods like this, it's like so plastic, it doesn't go bad. So don't worry about me. Normally I don't like eating like this. I don't have to, because it is like, if I do get sick, I haven't yet. But I'm like at a distance from a place where I could volunteer and get money, or places where I could give someone a ride. And I sort of gave my phone with actually my contacts and my actual work to someone else. And so I basically just have streaming. I don't have any of my like numbers that I usually give to like Uber people. Hey man, what's up? Hey guys. What's up? Yeah. So, anyways, what was I just about to do? Oh, yeah, smoke a cigarette. I found 2 half cigarettes this morning, so that's pretty nice. There's not anything planned for this stream, so don't like have any pressure for me to say anything or do anything. What's up? Do I listen to Freya Sky? No, I don't know who that is. But I hear the name Freya, I think of God of War, the video game. No, Freya Sky, I don't know who Freya Sky is. Should I? Should I look who Freya Sky is? I just listened to that new Kanye West song. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I love the imagery of the music video too. And I think that there's something deeply true there. It's like, how do I say this? When you're with God, things are really easy. And they're portraying that with this boy. Like, everyone around him, like, deeply kind of, like, loves or something. And he's sitting there, and he's kicking up, and they're all falling over like wrestlers and stuff like that. And I think there's something really beautiful. It's like, it's like, what's a word that's, like, perfect? Besides, like, positive masculinity, because I'm trying to not use words that are associated with modern politics or anything. But you know what I mean? There's like an aspect to life where it almost reminds me of that Nathan For You episode, if you guys have ever seen it, when they're trying to make like the scariest theme park, like scary theme park ever, and so they want to convince people they're actually gonna die, and they make it like really meta and break out, and that's the only way you can actually create like an experience so enjoyable. There's an aspect to that in life in general, you know what I mean? Where these challenges that God sends before you, you know, it's like, this is another example. I was doing Jonah the other day. I was reading Jonah, and at the end of the story, it seems like Jonah might be being petty because he's mad at God for not destroying the city. And so he goes by himself, and he's in the hot sun, and then God makes like first of all, withers away a fig tree to fuck him, and then makes one grow back. And then the next day sends a worm to eat the fig tree, and all this time Jonah's like, oh, like, fuck you, God, for doing all this while he's just laying under the sun and God's just fucking with him. And this is a guy who literally, like, got swallowed by a whale, went to the ends of the earth. And what it's showing at the end of it is it is actually a really, really hilarious exchange. It's a comedy, and it's such a beautiful flower in the middle of all these stories that are like Isaiah, where continually people warn, and they don't listen. And then Jonah comes along, and they actually do listen to him. And because of that, no one believes him. He's like, oh, whatever, he was wrong. Bless you. Hi. Hello, Joka. Yeah, so. I thought that was really funny. Anyways, so this bread I got at the bus stop trash. It looks good. I actually wish it would kind of dry out because it's kind of soft. Oh, it's a little moldy. That's why I got to throw it out. That's okay. That's just a little moldy. We'll just not eat the moldy part. Looks like someone bought it. What's this from? Sell by the 19th. Oh, 3/19. Oh shit. Well, that's bread. Eat it by body. Oh, that's awful. That's awful. That's awfully awful. It tastes like fucking dust. You let your pet for all your wrongdoings. You're forgiven. If you have the strength, come out and tell us. Tell us. Show us that the kingdom of heaven is real, man. Like, you know, these things, I don't want to scare people. You'll be able to, like, Google everything from, like, the past, any private moment from the past 30 years will be Googleable, essentially. And I can't say it'll reveal the deepest of someone's soul. But if you're a person who likes to judge, get ready for that to turn against you hard. So let go of those things, man. Let go of your hate and ill will. Know that I love you and I'm fucking God. I don't give a fuck, dude. You guys are kids. You guys fuck up. You know? You guys are lost. You guys fucked up a long time ago. Eve, you know? Eve, not Eve. Adam and Eve. Basically, the reason why I said Eve is because there's an aspect to the garden. Where's my diagrams here? Where's my Jesus diagrams? Word stuff. Hey, this is like a vision, basically. It's like kind of a very basic image. This is how, like, God gives actualization to the waters and gives the vapors hard, it's not really important right now. But what I want to show you is this right here. It doesn't really make sense. We're supposed to be here to know God, basically. We are the place where heaven and earth comes together. And this entire expression out here is how you can come to know yourself. Do you have the heart of a lion? Do you have branches that can reach out? Do you hold space? Do you wither about, you know? Do you wiggle like a worm? Are you prickly like a cactus? Yeah, I said, like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, you really are that fucking big, ultimately. We came here to know ourselves like God. Not because we're supposed to grab this fucking shit and eat it. And that's gonna be our salvation. You know, we are a virtual reflection of God. And that serpent, that thing on the edge, our reflection from Eve, which brings up that newness, that unfolding, but also that difference, because there's a direct relationship between difference and love. Love ultimately is the thing that brings everything together, but it's like a bit of a dance, because you have to come to know yourself. And so that's why God divided the waters, so we can come to know him, basically. In that, if you guys want to know, we can explain this real quick. It's kind of interesting. That's just basic physics, basically. What could you say? Imagine one point. Now, a one point doesn't have any boundaries. One point is kind of like nothing. It contains everything, you know what I mean? Now, what that's also revealing to us is that nothing and everything are symmetric, okay? Infinity must include a boundary. But if you put a boundary within infinity, then that means there's something that was without. So this point that I'm talking about already itself has like an unstable structure. It's collapsing into itself because, like I said, infinity must include a boundary. The information on either side of the boundary must be symmetric. And what that boundary is a time gradient, because the two things are exactly the same. So this is just what's actualized. This is what will be. It's a context. These two things are exactly the same. But as something that will be, its identity is a complex of orbits. It doesn't have a pinpointed location. It's a wave, you know, so it's also multiplicity and difference itself. But again, that collapses and comes together, immediately knows itself, even though it includes a difference. So it's unstable. But, as we just described what actualization is itself, the identity of infinity is that collapse, is those both elements. So immediately we understand that there's a, let me get here, my notes. That doesn't make sense. Now we can actually go through this. This makes sense. That's the collapse I was talking about. We can understand that actualization in it fractally contains both heaven and earth. Okay, and that's why they go from that description, and then from there they go from God, you know, hovering over the waters, or excuse me, God, heaven and earth, to God hovering over the waters. Okay, I should get used to explaining this better, because right now I'm in between getting the biblical words and the mathy words. It makes it a little hard. Did you repent for your wrongdoings? Joker, where'd you go? Alright. Well, anyways. But also one of the cool things is, but once you add a third point to the system, first of all, we already kind of described 2 points. It's not, people think that a 2-point system, the degrees of freedom is distance. That's not true. It's a sequence. It collapses. It's not stable. Saying that it's distance applies an invisible third point, which is where we are now. Because if you had a third point, so this is a point. This is a point. The distance between these 2 points, you can't ever like pin down their relationship, because they're just like, you know, like, well, how far away? If you put them back all the way here, they're 1 point again. That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. So if you add a third point, this is like its reference. So its degrees of, this one's referencing this one, is only the distance between this point and this point, because now you actually have relativity, because this point is this distance, and now you can see, this one is going to be somewhere between this and this. And that's why you get naturally an orbit. But you have a problem, because as this orbit comes all the way around again, it collapses again, because now we're back in a 2-point system. Boom, we're back into 1-point system. So what is stopping that from happening? Well, we already kind of described that God has a fractal differentiation within inside of his whole self. So he can, as an operator outside of time and space, because I'm simplifying this a lot, he can pull out dimensional degrees of freedom as needed. And so we don't just have orbits in, what do you say, physical space. You have orbits in 3D space, and it's like a branch, basically. It's a branching tree. And that keeps going, whatever. And then we get into the tree's life and death, and then we get into your emotional feelings about the tree, and then we get your reflections about your emotional feelings of the tree, and that's all very packed tightly. So, yeah. Anyways, I forgot why I said that. Whatever, all right. Cool. So, now I'm gonna eat something here. So I also have garbanzo beans. Nice. I have some garbanzo beans, and I have some taco seasoning, I have some barbecue sauce. Could do something with that. I'll probably save that for another time in the future. I need it more. That works. Nice. Thank God someone does not like their crust. Why am I eating on fucking shrimp right now? I don't know. You know why? That's why not, I guess. I don't know. Like, I guess if I was you, I'd be like, what is Jesus doing right now? So why not? You know. Although, it's definitely more. I'm getting more viewers now that I've stopped talking. I'm eating pizza. Interesting. Well, you guys don't like my diagrams? My physics diagrams? I put a lot of work in these things, guys. Ah! Okay. I'm like Darwin, guys. No, I need to learn how to talk slow. That would be good. Jocko, did you repent? Take some time, man. That's hilarious. Congratulations, man. Thanks. By the way, on consideration, I realized that some people are gonna think this is like a cop-out thing for me to say. I've never ever had a bad intention in my life, dude. And I think it's actually true of most people. Maybe, I don't know. No, actually I'm not gonna say that. And my entire life, I was trying to please other people, and they'll pull you in all sorts of different directions in contradiction, and you'll hurt people trying to please other people. If you focus on pleasing God and doing what you know is right, you don't have to worry. So, I guess that's what I'll say about that, you know? Even then, I kind of knew it. I think there's like, because with each one of those, I'm like, well, the other person was like, and I was actually like, trying to make them happy. And I didn't know how to do that because I didn't know how to make people happy because I'm just a guy. You know, I don't know. So, I suppose that's what I'd say about that. Any more questions? Yeah, more down that line. I think young love is a beautiful thing. And, you know, I meet people that are young and I love them. And there's not... What was it? I'm trying to think of a specific example that someone brought up. They said that it's inappropriate if you meet someone when they're young and then marry them when they're of age. And to that I'm like, you're basically saying that you can't befriend and love young people because you have to fuck them or something? You don't have to fuck people to love them, you know? You can just love someone and love them for love's sake. In fact, one of the things it gives lots of starting families trouble is the fact that it's hard to discern between what does it actually look like when someone is worshiping God and when someone wants to use you for their own salvation, you know, which will leave you both empty. So that's just all it is, you know. Simple as that. 10 head. My head's not that big, man. I was made in the lab. That's actually rude. I was made in the lab. I was. One of the reasons why I'm like the most attractive man alive, and women swoon over me everywhere I go my whole life. No, I'm kidding. It's because I'm a fucking sidekick, dude. I was made in a fucking lab, I guess, something like this. Me and my brother were part of some kind of like MK Ultra nonsense. And they need us because we're basically like an opponent processor for the secret AGI that the CIA has had for like the last 30 years that runs the world. They need an opponent processor. And that's basically us. And right now it's kind of interesting because me and my brother have both had two separate dreams about this AI stuff, about it trapping us in a simulation. And in my dream, they fail. I think that's interesting. So, yeah. Ten head. Having a big head isn't like a bad thing. There is an association between how fast you can think and how big your head is. Surprise! I'm the fucking alien you guys are worried about. I don't know how the fuck they made me, so I don't even know anything about that. I don't believe in aliens, to be honest, for reasons. So those UAP stuff, I mean, I know what those are. The UAP stuff that we see on the edges of the horizons, it's just angels that appear at the edges of the horizons. It's like a quantum vacuum, basically. Like, there are physical vacuums. Night is a vacuum. The ocean is a vacuum. Vacuum, you know? People are like, okay, whatever. Yeah, no, some of them did. One guy asked me to, like, forgive his sins, but I don't think he's being genuine yet. He kind of read off. But yeah, Jaka, turn from your sins, stop doing them, and you will be forgiven. Talk to Jesus. My forgiveness is not dependent on your action. I forgive you first. That's what I would say. I already love you, man. Because I know, like, when I'm talking to people, and people don't even see this, they are speaking on multiple different levels, and there's always that thing that I see that's like, yeah, that's real. So, and sometimes that realness is like, I don't know. Like, if people are being super judgmental, the shit that they're saying is just shit that they're saying to themselves. And you just watch them like, okay, interesting, and just wait for them to get mad. So, yeah. But yeah, no, turn away from sin, but you are forgiven, you know. Worship God and I take care of the rest. You don't have power to forgive sins. You are not God. Well, I would say, one, I am. And I am that I am. And for another, I would say, then who the fuck is Paul and the apostles, you bastard? Who the fuck are you to say that they're not powerful? Not powerful. They're not holy, mate. Who are you, man? Who are you? For those who don't have eyes to see. But whoa. Woe to you, you know. I saw many years ago that this was true. You know? And even as that wretched ginger that I was, I saw it. So. Ugh. Yeah, but you guys know that they've had like AGI for like fucking 50 years, yeah? That beast of numbers. It's a good twist for the story. At least from my perspective. Yay, with a tongue that pierces. What did I say? Yeah, it's not important, I guess. Things that I say that I forgot, forget it. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna listen to a video. Unless you guys have more apostles preaching the word of God. Okay. So how does that prove your first part? Who, what? So let's see you pull out your atheist proofs. I've been waiting for you to use all those arguments that you had on the first part of your tongue. Yay, for those were the driver from the beginning. So tell me why I'm not God now. Yeah. You are an atheist, dude. Or. Turn from drugs, it is a sin. The devil planted weed, not God. You know who runs society? You know who rules society? Satan. Oh my God. Dude, I eat shit. Weed is evil and planted by Satan. Yeah, I don't know where you're getting that. I don't know where you're getting that, man. I'm not, do I seem drunk to you? I haven't even smoked weed all day. This is just the way I am. So. The wine that they were drinking back then is not the wine that you guys are drinking today. There were hallucinogens in it, and that's not around today. So, excuse me while I try and find the proper medicines, y'all. They're not things that are going to be things that are going to heal you. The thing about reflection is that, how do I say this? When I see someone on meth, they have no reflection. The dopamine makes them like a Tower of like Babel in a way you could think of. That's a dumb way of putting it. Although like, yeah, the wind blows them over and they stand there all like, I'm trying to teach people that nothing earthly in this world will give them salvation. You know? Right now, I'm biding my time waiting for heaven, basically. I'm doing good works, I'm singing to birds. I'm not doing anything, actually. God tells me what to do. Marijuana. Dude. I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I don't know where you're getting that. I'm having a hard time. Because like, traditionally, these things are just naturally incorporated in part of daily life. They're not written in the Bible or written against because they're just something that we got in our society that weed is bad because they want you guys to work like slaves. Yeah, tobacco. No, tobacco's fine. Now, if tobacco's the only thing keeping yourself afloat, like, that's sad. But tobacco's fine, man. I promise you. This here. think someone actually gave me meth the other day, actually, for the first time, and I was not pleasant. I think they snuck it to me. About a week ago or so. A few days ago, like, yeah. I was like... Oh. Yeah. No, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, there's nothing I'm gonna ever say to you to convince you. So, that's not like something I'm gonna like, patience, man, patience. That's what I would say. It's never something that if you aren't gonna accept, you'd believe in this world. That's what I would say. I don't think anyone else remembers being Jesus Christ. And if you do, I would like to talk to you. Because I have to change my model about what's going on. Because I had to be like, okay, I'm Jesus Christ and it's fucking 2026. What is going on? No, I already knew. Like, the knowledge that I created the universe and that I was Jesus Christ, and I guess both, then my job, my duty, what I am, is to save all of you guys and to stop you guys from worshiping things down here because we're going up there. It's not that hard. Like, go up the shit down here because we're going up there, guys. Alright. I have 10% battery. I should probably go soon. Alright. Bless you guys. Thank you. Have a great night. Day, I guess.